What's up, guys? This is Tank Game Ric Flair, and today we're going to have the Q&A with the Bull. We're going to go ahead and get right into this. I know the cutoff date was February 1st. I'm a little behind schedule, but it's fine. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Will Chinese tanks get any love? Slendamon0100. Well, you know, they're all tank destroyers, and I am generally not a huge fan of tank destroyers. I am sure, 45 minutes after the patch comes out, there are going to be guys out there with, the tier 10 tank destroyer. Of course there's going to be. I'm just not a fan of TDs in general, because for the, the majority of the times you see TDs, they kind of camp in the back of the map and just kind of shoot anybody who trundles across their gun sights. I kind of like tanks that require a little more skill. Just me personally, I'm not trying to take shots at anybody. That's my take on it. Will you be playing any tournaments on the new feature in World of Tanks? Kier Daddy 0000. We did a interview with this fella right here, FYI. I don't really want to play any tournaments. I mean, a lot of times, I'm just laid back. I don't necessarily have to go out there and prove my skill or anything. I'm just, whatever. I'm just that is my take on this question. Whatever. We're gonna leave it at that. The Bat Chat is your master tank. These are not my words. Is the T100 trending in that direction, or do you have tanks or lines that you are working on? Big alternation. Master tank, obviously debatable. I do okay in it. Here's my thing. Right now, favorite tank is probably the AMX Chaffee. I'm moving from fast mediums to nothing but lights now. It's kind of crazy. And I haven't even been watching a lot of Turkey Tank. That's the real crazy part. For some reason, I have really been about nothing but light tanks. I consider the highest echelon as far as skill goes. Of course, if you see some of the YOLO light tankers, you'll think otherwise. But that's kind of where my head's at. I've been playing a lot of light tanks lately. LTTB, LTG, Chaffee, Snakebite, things like that. What are your top 3 issues you'd like wargaming to change? FMF number 1. Wow. Good way for me to lose sponsorship. Physics. I'm not a fan of physics. If you've watched any of my videos, you will see me just throw comments in there, left, right, and center, about physics when physics-related things happen. I am not a fan of Arty. I am a huge not a fan of Arty. I feel like you should actually have to leave the spawn in order to do damage. Like I said, once again, this is just my take on it. I'm not hating on Arty players. I know there's Arty players subbing me, and I'm not taking shots at you. Me personally, that's how I feel. Granted, do I play Arty? Yes, I have 3 tier 10s, so occasionally I play Arty. So not taking shots at anybody. And the other thing, I guess, would be possibly, doing something with the Death Star aside from buffing it. Possibly nerfing the ability to one-shot folks. I don't know. I've been playing this game so long, guys. When it happens, I'm just like, what can you do? I mean, granted, there's more screaming involved, but, moving on. What do you think about lemming trains, and how do you deal with them? Jake up 2. Well, Jake up 2. There's 2 ways of dealing with lemming trains, okay? If you were on the said team of a lemming train, you don't go the opposite flank. Why? Because there's, only going to be 2 or 3 guys go that flank. If you go somewhere where they can, you can spot for them and a lemming train can fire, then you need to take advantage of that. If you've watched any of my videos, I always say take advantage of the greens. 100%. This means their guns, their firepower, their HP, everything. Now, if you're on the receiving end of a lemming train, you need to see which way the wind's blowing. If you notice, I don't know, 7 tanks come around the corner, and you're in your light medium tank, you need to get the fudge out of there. So, yes, that's kind of how I would deal with lemming trains. Should they sell the Defender 252U once like they did on PC? Julius D109. I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't think, there's a lot of people out here like, oh, I've got the one tank and it's mine and nobody else has it. Just sell the thing. They're probably going to end up selling it anyway, but they just need to get it out there, and they just need, to, if you want the tank, you should be able to buy it. I'm just saying. That's just me. Do you think the PC matchmaking is a good idea for console? 3 top tier, 5 mid tier, 7 bottom tier. Speedster 202. No, not really. Personal reasons. If I'm in the bat chat and I'm fighting a bunch of 8s and 9s, sometimes I kind of get killed because I think I'm overconfident. But if I'm fighting 14 10s, I do a lot better because I kind of watch myself. That's personal. As far as if I'm in the AMX Chaffee or whatnot, I want a bunch of 9s because that's more HP to farm. So it's really just personal reasons as far as that goes. So yeah, I kind of like our new battle tiers. It kind of levels things a bit more than it used to. How do you feel about the low map rotation, J.A.? Well, now we're getting a few more maps in here, but, I'm just one of those guys that, if you just say, hey, we're going to have some, less maps than normal, okay, cool, fine. I'm okay with it. It doesn't necessarily bother me. Sure, I would like to see some of the old maps, but it's just not happening right now. They're working on them. I know they're not just pulling them out of rotation for the heck of it. They're working on them. So it is what it is. Let them work. That's kind of the way I see it. What do you think of the reskin tanks like hero tanks, MT? I think it's a fantastic idea. If some of these tanks look really, really dope, and if you want one and it's amazing and you do amazing in it, or even if you don't do amazing in it and you just like playing it, buy it. It's a game, and as a general rule, unless you're buying stuff a lot, it's not going to cost a whole lot. There might be a tank you buy for $50. Granted, you buy one a week, it's a whole different story, but if you really want something and they reskin it and they put it out there, yeah, buy it. Sure, why not? Next one. What do you think of premium tanks that have already been in the game for 1 year or more and are brought back reskin? Should people have to buy the same tank and end up with 2, or just pay the difference if you bought the tank when it first came out without the reskin? MT again. I think that would be a really awesome feature to, maybe try to buy the tank with the skin on it. I think that would actually be kind of sweet, really, when you think about it. Yeah, that would be kind of swell. You're like, oh, I've got the Defender, or I've got the 252U. Let me pay the cost difference. I want it Defenderized, or whatever you would call it. And then, boom, they put the, they do it up. Next question here. What do you think of the King Dragon, Monster Tanks, Girls Unpanzer, and Valkyrie Chronicles MT once again? The King Dragon, I think, looks dope. A lot of people say it looks like McDonald's. I don't know. I think it looks swell. I haven't actually seen that many of them in-game. What I think about it, I don't know if I would willingly pay for that tank if it gets a little gun buff and loses preferential matchmaking. As you can see here, guys, I'm all about stacking odds in my favor. And losing preferential matchmaking does not seem like a wise decision for that given tank. Sure, you could get some more damage, but, there are some nasty 10s out there. that I want no part of. I mean, granted, I've done well in 10 matches, but I'm just saying, why ask for the pain by name? Moving on. Oh, sorry, monster tanks. I think some of the monster tanks are really swell. I am dying to get the Lycan. That is one little tiny tank I would love to get. I may ask for that for a loan, actually. I do have the American version. Girls and Panzer. It's essentially a Panzer IV with a brown paint job, so it's not really that big a deal. And a friend of mine has one of the Valkyria Chronicles tanks, and that thing is pretty darn awesome. Now, granted, of course, I don't know what the Valkyria Chronicles are. I am having trouble saying it, so aside from that, you know, I don't have a lot for you. What YouTubers do you watch, if any? KTR. Now, these initials here, guys, are for people who, you know, I just happen to know their real names, or they message me, Bullvy the Fell-Handed, on Facebook, so I'm not trying to give away anybody's name. Cosmic Carrie. I started out with Cosmic Carrie. Now, granted, of course, we're talking now. Now, I don't have time to watch anybody's videos now. I am very, very busy with my lives. Don't have time to watch anybody, but who I have watched in the past, Cosmic Carrie. Always got to watch my main man Double. Just an Ace. He comes out with some amazing stuff. He doesn't post super often. Turkey Tank. You know, really need to learn how to up your light game. That is the guy to do it. V Tanker has some amazing stuff out there. I actually did one of his reviews, or not a review, but commented on a video. He doesn't put out a whole bunch of stuff either. It's like everybody I really like doesn't put out a whole bunch of stuff. And occasionally, I also like watching the smaller channels. You know, the channels nobody's ever heard of. You know, if I go and I see some guy's got, you know, 100 subs, I get up in there and I, you know, comment and start having a dialogue and everything. There was one I liked that I watched a few videos. What is it? Beard, Biceps, and Batchat. And then that fella just dropped off the face of the earth. Most likely had PC issues, because that's kind of, you know, what is in the back of us YouTubers' mind. They're like, oh man, if my PC bites the dust, I am so screwed. You know, so I don't know. I kind of foresee something like that. But anyway, you know, it's, you know, everybody else came to me when I was, you know, smaller. I mean, I'm still kind of small in the scheme of things, but you know, it's kind of helping the community, I guess, just by swinging by and saying, hey everybody. Anyway, guys, that's my Q&A. Comment below if you think I should ask myself the interview questions that I ask my interviewees. Somebody said that'd be a good idea. I don't know if I believe them. Tell me what you think below. I want to hear what you think, guys. See you next time. Hope you enjoy. Please like. Remember to subscribe. See you later.